This is Ron here from Ron Brown's YouTube channel. We cover a lot of action cameras, pocket cameras, phone cameras, drone cameras, anything a small content creator could use to make viral videos for their YouTube, Instagram, TikTok channels here. And today what we have is a battle of the action cameras. We have the DJI Action 5 Pro, the latest action camera from DJI, just released in September of 2024, versus the Action 4, DJI Action 4, released in August of 2023. You've probably seen other videos comparing all the specs and whatever, so I'm not going to repeat all that stuff right here. We're just going to be a pure side-by-side test. And you see this DJI wireless mic on me, but I'm not even using it for the video because I want to test the audio quality between the two cameras also. So we'll shift back and forth, with the clips here. And otherwise everything's on auto, well, first of all, 4K 30 on both of them, 4K 30 frames per second. The only thing we switched is both of them are in 10-bit color, but otherwise we have auto exposure, auto white balance, auto anything else you could think of, even auto audio quality here. So, and I will take a picture of this setup here. I have it on the GoPro, action camera mount here. I forget the exact name of it. I'll get it later on the video here. So let me get a snap of it here, and I'll put that down below. So no ND filters, no nothing like that on here. So I see my battery's not all the way full on the Action 5, so I'm going to get this moving on before the battery dies here. So we're going to walk. I'm in a park near where I live. I'm going to kind of walk around. This is kind of the middle of the day. We got around 3 p.m. So the sun's still kind of high here, so we're going to be in the shade sometimes we're going to be in the sun. This isn't a cement path or anything. It's kind of like a rock and gravel path, so be able to test some stabilization. Both of them have good rock study something 0.0 here. We'll do that later here. And both of them on the latest firmware. The Action 5 just got a firmware a couple days ago, and the 4 is up to date on the firmware also. So here we go. Let's go along on this journey here around this park here. Here we go. We're taking off here. Just kind of walking normally here. No ninja walking or anything like that. So we're going from kind of a sunny area to more of a dark area here. The one thing with them side by side, what stands out to me is how much bigger and brighter and better the screen is on the Action 5 Pro than the Action 4. And also a nice thing about the screens is on the Action 5, both the front screen and the back screen can be on at the same time, where the 4 you have to switch either or. So that's nice, because sometimes I'm moving back and forth between the back and the front of the action camera, and it's it's not a pain, but it's it just takes you out of your routine to do that swiping up to get the one screen to come on and the other one goes off. So yeah, this is we're in I'm going to say the middle of fall here, so we don't get a lot of great fall color down here at the at the shore here. Both of these, I forgot, both these on the D-Warp, the D-Warp screen, so you'll see less, those curves and stuff like that you typically see on, the real wide views from action cameras. These are still wider than what you would see on your phone or whatever, but I would say we don't see a ton of great fall colors here like you see people in the real Northeast. I'm more of a mid-Atlantic person rather than Northeast. So again, I don't see the crazy colors, or the crazy good colors. Now here's some interesting flowers still on this, flower blooms on this tree here. So, okay. Yeah, so, I've tested the 5 out for a little bit now. Is it worth upgrading, from the 4 to the 5? Probably not, unless the person's always got to have the latest and the greatest. Yeah, of course, I get it. But, if you're not the latest and greatest, if you're just a kind of a casual user or use it for, just some kind of common things, It's probably not a reason to upgrade. I'm going to point this way, kind of towards some sun here. I'm going to say, you'll have to tell me. I'm going to say the image quality is not night and day difference, or between the two, that the 5's that much better. But it's the little things that kind of make the difference on the Action 5. That 3-hour battery life. I already mentioned the better screens. You can, if you're audio geek in any way, you can hook 2 of the DJI wireless mics up to it rather than just one. Good for kind of interview type situations. If you just got 2 people maybe on a little podcast or something like that, any type of video. So there are some advantages. Most of the advantages that the Action 5 Pro have over the 4 are not necessarily in the video quality department. They're in the other making life better quality, like some of the stuff I mentioned so far. We're not going to be able to show it today, but one of the advantages of the Action 5 over the 4 is the increased low light performance. It looks to be much better. Again, in low light, I haven't done any official testing with it yet, but just watching other people's videos and doing a little bit of low light at sunset and stuff, it seems to be greatly enhanced over the 4 as far as low light. And I know it's a lot of the low light armies out there. That's one of the biggest features for a lot of folks, is how well it performs in low light. So that is a good point there. And I think they've increased the maximum frame rates on this. Again, this isn't going to be me reading all the specs off here, but frame rates have improved on this one. So if you like higher frame rates, you got it here a little bit. The slow motion has higher rates, also higher frame rates. I think I've kind of covered a little bit in some of the other videos. So right now on my screen, both these are looking awful good here. These trees have some fall color here, so that's good. You could probably hear me walking on these stones. That's probably that noise you hear. So to me, it looks like on the back of the screens here, and that's probably not a good indicator, it looks like you have a wider field of view on the 5 versus 4, but I set them both on the D-Warp feature, which I usually shoot the D-Warp. I'm not often doing, even though these are action cameras, I'm not doing an action sport where I want to put in the front of a motorcycle. I do want that super wide view or whatever, and that also helps with your stabilization. The wider you make it, the more it can crop in and stabilize your video here. But I usually don't need it to do extreme stabilization, so I tend not to use that super duper wide field of view. I mean, I think this can get pretty wide if that's what you want. So I got a few people ahead of me here. I'm trying not to come up when I'm filming. So I hope this video sort of gave you an idea, of some of the dynamic range capabilities of this, these 2 cameras here. Whether you should upgrade if video is your main concern. The photos. You have this has like a 40 megapixel photo, where the Action 4 only had like a 10 megabit photo on. So if you're taking photos, this could be one reason to upgrade. I don't use it for a lot of photos. The photos are not bad at all, but if I'm going to take a photo 99.9% of the time, if I have the Action 4 or 5 with me, I also have my iPhone on my pocket, and the iPhone does like a better job, so I just take most of my pictures with the phone. But I mean, it could be a situation where, I don't know, sort of a dangerous situation. You don't want to get your phone out for braking purposes. You would take it with the Action camera, which of course is much more sturdy and resistant to any type of damage from falling or hitting something and so on. I just wanted to walk the other direction to give you an idea of these trees. I think I don't know if the sun was better this way or the other way. And I wanted to give those people a chance to get ahead of me here too. So let's go back this way. Again, we're about ready to finish this. I think you've seen enough here in this test to let's see if there's any difference. You like one better than the other, or basically whether you see enough difference to warrant, going out and getting the Action 5 if you currently have the Action 4. Now, if you don't have any action camera at all, go straight to the 5 because it's only like $50 more than buying the 4. The 4 is starting to drop in price. So, depending on when you watch this video, you could determine what the price of it is at that point. But the point is that you don't save a whole lot buying a 4 instead of the 5. So if you don't have anything now, just go straight to the 5. So that's worked the wise today. Get the side of this building here. And I just had this on standard rock study. There's rock study plus on both of them, but this is standard rock study. Here comes some shadows again here. It's always important to see how these things handle the highlights and the shadows. That's, all under the umbrella dynamic range. All right. I don't think you can go wrong with, there's my shadow. I don't think you can go wrong with either of these. Both of these are great cameras. And, I know there's GoPro out there. GoPro makes a good action camera. The Ace Pro 2 just released recently. So you have some options out there, for an action camera. But the DJI ones are kind of rock solid as far as reliability. Not, here's the dugout here. See how low light looks here. Kind of in a low light. They're rock steady as far as not overheating, freezing, things like issues like that. Compared to some of the other competitors such as GoPro. So there's that too. If reliability is, one of your big concerns. We're just looking at a steel fence here. All right, I think that's gonna wrap it up here. Maybe we'll walk under these trees here a little bit. Maybe that'll be kind of an interesting final shot here, like a little tree canopy. I don't know if you can hear that little breeze picking up here. At the shore, you always got the shore breeze going on. So we're kind of going under a shady tree canopy here. So this will be a good test of some low light and dynamic range. All right, that's going to wrap this test up here. Hope you got something of value out of this.